My name is Joe Gartner. I volunteer for the City of New Ulm and Flandreau Park. I'm a retired school teacher, and one of the things that I like to do during my retirement is to look for invasive plants. And the one I'd like to talk about today is wild parsnip. It came from the parsnip that people used to plant a lot in their gardens. It went wild from that, and at this site we have wild parsnip. We have a bunch of other invasives too. We're right across from the impound lot on North 22nd Street, and everything to my left is pollinator park, and so I'm very concerned about kind of this being the stop of any spread. So when we see stuff, we like to control it. So parsnip, I noticed last year I was driving down this road and I looked kind of off into the distance of the ditch and beyond, and I noticed yellow flowers. They look like this. This is not parsnip, but parsnip isn't blooming right now. They're little umbrellas of flowers. And I can touch this plant because it doesn't have the strong chemicals that wild parsnip does. So if you see a little umbrella of flowers and the plant's about waist high, it's probably wild parsnip. This is golden Alexander. It's a wildflower that blooms this time of year. And if you compare the leaf of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 leaflets, and this is the bad one, wild parsnip. It's big. This is from a second-year plant. So right now it's doing something called bolting. It's sending its seed pod up. We're still okay to control it, but if we get to the point where it produces little yellow flowers, kind of like the ones I showed you off the golden Alexander, then there's a potential that if you cut it or mow it, it might have enough vigor left in the plant to actually change from flower to seed. So there are many ways of controlling this. Believe it or not, sometimes animals can eat it. When it's dried up, it doesn't seem to have that chemical anymore. Some people cut it off, and I would say if you're going to cut it off, don't cut it at the bottom unless you treat it with something, because it'll just come back up and it'll get shorter and shorter. It'll be harder to control. If you're going to cut it, wait until you see the flower top and cut that off. Cut this little flower top off, put it in a brown bag, like these bags, take it to the tree burn dump and burn it. I really wanted to come here now because this is the time to control them in the next few weeks too. If we wait until they go to seed, then mowers are going to come through here. They're going to pick up some of that seed and spread it all over, and that's already happening to some degree. We have a lot of noxious weeds, but I'm not really too concerned about them. I'm really concerned about this one because it's a toxic plant too. And if you, like where I cut it here, if I put that on my skin, it would blister up like poison ivy, only maybe worse. And I'd have that for a month or more, and I'd be putting things on it after I saw my physician probably. And the big thing is, this chemical, once it hits the surface and the sun comes down, it reacts to the sunlight. And that's when you get your big rash that you have to control. So that's why I'm wearing these gloves for now. You can wear these, and you want gloves that go up your arm waist. That's perfect. And then you want to have a pair of boots, or I suppose you could use an old pair of tennis shoes and put bread bags over them. But this is the best way. Noxious plants take the home away from our native plants. So if you like deer do not like wild parsnip. Deer do not like any of the invasive, noxious weeds. This one especially is harmful to the skin, so if you got kids running through an area that has it, they could be really bad. And some parks do post signs warning wild parsnip. We don't have enough of it, and people wouldn't normally be going in the area that we are, but they do that, and it just is a bad plant. It displaces good plants. It's toxic. It's relatively easy to control, but you do have to be up and aware of what to do and when, and I don't see that happening. And that's why I'm so grateful we can do this video. Go online and look at all this stuff. There's tons of stuff about when and where to control noxious weeds. And I mean, Minnesota Department of Ag has it, Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, Minnesota Department of Transportation, all have information. The best one I've seen yet is the Minnesota Department of Transportation guide. It has really nice colored pictures of the plants, how to identify them,